Oh boy, how's the audio? Perfect. You guys are gonna hear the keyboard a little bit because they play Spelunky with keyboard and mouse instead of controller. And when they play with controller, it's pretty quiet. All right. this is a game I'm a huge fan of. Oh gosh, I gotta think of when I started playing this game. Probably in high school. Yeah. I started, I think most people who've played this game probably played it one or two ways. Of playing the version that looks like this, which has hand-drawn graphics, or they played the version that was like, I guess shareware, which had pixelized graphics, and that was shared around as, I think, early, late-ish 2000s, something like that. And then the this version is quote-unquote Spelunky HD. So I've put a lot of hours into both the pixel art version and this version. And there was a sequel that came out. Let's see, I think 2020, late. I'm forgetting when, but it recently came out. Haven't played that one yet because I still haven't fully beaten this game. Like, I've beat it once or twice before, but there's some secret content that I haven't discovered yet, and I'm keeping myself spoiler free. It's like, weird game to have spoilers in because there's not much of a story. The story is very simple in this game. It's you get stuck in this cave and you are trying to get out. That's the extent of the story. There's some small bits of lore that you kind of figure out as you play the game more. I'll show an example. Oh, yeah, you can open up this journal which fills out as you discover new enemies, and it gives you stats like how many times you've killed an enemy or how many times you've been killed, which is cool. There's a lot to talk about in this game, because it's largely built around you discovering things. It's a it's another roguelike, and the very common pattern is I am drawn to roguelikes like a moth to a flame. This is probably the one that hits closest to home next to Tojo and Earl, though, just because I have so many hours in it. So Spelunky's a little bit notorious for being extremely chaotic. That was an accident. There's a couple of things you can do in each stage. So the general goal is get to escape the cave, which is you complete some odd amount of levels, and then you fight a boss, and then you get out. But there's a couple of constants between each level. Is that there's a you can change the settings, but there's either a dog, man, or a woman that you have to save. And they give you extra health, which is really nice in this game because this game is notorious for being it likes to double dip on damage, and I'm hesitant to call it unfair because the game, once you learn how to play by its rules, it's extremely fair. And there's a lot to explain. Like, if you haven't played this game, you wouldn't understand what this does. This is an altar, for example. And I'll go grab the item that I need to show that off. Let's see. I want that. Alright, here we go. So you rescue the dog. You have one of two options with the dog. You can take it to the end of the level and get health, or if there's an altar, you can sacrifice the dog, and it gives you an item. Oh, hello, Dan. Yeah, it's this notoriously easy game that you are, in fact, amazing at. Yeah, so this game takes a lot of inspiration from Indiana Jones and Mario are like the two biggest things. So like obviously you pick up the idol and then the giant boulder falls. And you gotta oh god. That was me being stupid, but you're when you take the idol you wanna make sure that you aren't crushing anything off screen. So that's a shop where you can buy items with gold, and the shopkeepers are notoriously easy to anger, and they're also like a one-hit kill, basically machine, for the reason of you can get stun locked in this game. The stun timer is super long in Spelunky 1. So it's easy to just get repeatedly shot with their shotgun. And once you anger a shopkeeper, you have, I think, 2 stages that you have to make it through, where there's a shopkeeper that's at the end of the stage and is going to try to kill you. If you make it through without harming them, they forgive you, which is kind of what I want here. I didn't realize that I ran out of rope already. Oops. Yeah, rope and bombs kind of do what one would imagine. You use the ropes to get out of areas, and you use the bombs to blow up walls and stuff, which is super helpful for getting access to better items. Like you can see up there, there's a crate. Not this one with the skull, but the wooden box right there. It has an item in it. The one with the skull explodes, so messing around with those is something that gives me a lot of anxiety, and I tend to stay away from those. Yeah, there's the shopkeeper dude. Gonna hope he doesn't accidentally kill himself, because that would make this run harder. With this dog, made a mistake. Okay. So yeah, by default you can only jump 1 block high. You can get an item that lets you jump 2 blocks high, but I need to figure out how I'm gonna get up there with the limited amount of bombs I have. I think this should be it. No. Okay, there we go. That works. Gonna let that dog walk that way. Okay. Yeah, we're leaving. That was a mistake on my part. The machete is a nice item to have because it cuts through spider webs, which would normally slow you down. I almost died because I was being careless and not watching where I was going. This thing shoots arrows when you move in front of it. Okay. Expect this a lot. I'm gonna die probably a lot. Last night, and I did beat it last night, but trying to get used to giving commentary at the same time as playing the game is a little bit rough. Oh, and if the audio or the frame rates are bad, holler at me in the chat or something, because I would like to make sure that it's an okay viewing experience. There we go. Cool. Good to hear that everything's good. Oh, okay. I didn't think I was that close to the spikes, but, you know. Oh, man. I'm being super careless. Oh, boy. I am a huge fan of the music of this game. It's super Sega Mega Drive inspired. And it has a lot of variety. There's like, I think 4 or so tracks per theme, because there's like, I want to say 4 levels per area, and then there's this one, which is like the mines, and then there's a jungle, and then an ice place, and then another one. And yeah, having like 4 or so tracks is super nice, so you don't really get tired of listening to a track. Which is something that changed with Spelunky 2. That's one of the things that I am spoiled on, is the music. And I think I like the music a little more for Spelunky 2, but there's less variety. Which isn't necessarily a bad thing, you know. I think the amount of content that the game has to offer in Spelunky 2 is really cool. That was good timing, because I did not see that spider on my way down. Oh, man, I don't want to fight you, Dan. That would be really unfortunate. Alright, spider. Let's see. Oh, you'll show no mercy? Alright, I guess I have to murder you. Do you have any last words, Dan, before I mercilessly... Okay. You know the word. Show you no mercy, or whatever. Don't want any of that. Take a little opportunity to talk about this chest. So there's that key goes with this chest. And it's random what stage in area 1 the key in the chest shows up in, but when they show up, you have an opportunity to get this, which I believe is called the Ujat, and if you notice there, it reveals a lot of items in the walls. So like these gems are hidden in the walls. Sometimes you have other items, like you may have bombs, you might have a pickaxe, you might have a jetpack or something. Wow, that was uncomfortably close. And the Ujat is important for finding a secret in the next area, which I'll talk about when we get there. But, let's see. That's bad news, because that's gonna shoot the dog, and then the shopkeeper's gonna get mad at me, so I'm going this way. There's a huge quality of life change for Spelunky 2 from Spelunky 1, is that in this game, you can rob from shopkeepers, and that'll definitely, you know, make them mad. But this game has a lot of situations like right here where the environment interacts and ticks off the shopkeeper, and that's real annoying. Because it's like, oh, now I have to go 2 or 3 stages on hard mode, and I didn't ask for this. Oh, scorpion. But yeah, in Spelunky 2, it's less like that. Like if an arrow trap shoots a shopkeeper, the shopkeeper doesn't get mad at you, just the arrow trap. So that's cool. But yeah, this game has more secrets than you would expect, which is super cool. It's got a lot of replayability. Like, I've put 80-ish hours, I think, into this game, and I still haven't seen everything, which is for 2 reasons. A, I'm not bad, but I can get super careless sometimes. I had to use the dog to throw it into the chest, but that didn't end up working. But yeah, I know there's yeah, there's one ending that I haven't gotten yet, and there's still material that I haven't seen in the game. Like, there's an achievement for when you fill out the entire journal, and there's still stuff that I haven't found yet, so. And part of that is because there's one area that you have to go out of your way to find, and it's not something I've ever seen. There we go, that was cool. Gotta get the dog. I don't think the dog has a name. It might, but I don't think it does. Let me check real quick. I wanna... Oops, wrong button. Oh. Oh no, it's just damsel. Okay. And when it says damsel there, it the texture switches depending on what you have set. So if you have it set to be the man or the woman, it'll show up as the man or the woman. Damn it. That was bad. I thought I had the bomb in the right spot to not do that. Okay, that's a problem for later. Let's see. Oh, I need to close out Discord real quick. I was like, huh, my frames look a little choppy. I think it's because I have Discord open. Let's see. Okay, that should help a little bit. Need to figure out what's doing that later. Don't need more bombs. There's the dog. Do I have enough rope to get back up to the sacrifice thing? Yeah, I do. Okay. Yeah, so if you do what I did and accidentally blow up the altar, you do not win flavor points with Kali, who's the deity in this game. In fact, if you blow up a second altar after that point, you get a cursed item, which is the ball and chain, which makes it super hard to platform, and I don't think you can run with that. And what you have to do at that point is find another altar and perform enough sacrifices to win her favor again, which is tedious. So it's like, don't mess around with altars. Man, that always gets me anxious when there's like an explosion that happens off. Oh man, the dog died. And there's an explosion that happens off screen, and it's like not my fault, but oops. Okay. Well, I don't want the dog because it's dead. So we'll grab that. Pulp the scorpion. This situation does not bode super well for me. Having the bombs is nice, but no health, limited rope. I gotta go back up for the key? Nope. I'm missing out on that. No secrets this run. Oh god, it happened again. Why does that... I always get, like, the RNG where it's like something explodes off screen when I enter the stage, which is awful. I'm gonna try to get the spider to jump on the spike. There we go. Oh, okay. Interesting. Super cool. This game is super nice for having a lot of audio and visual cues that happen off screen. Like, as much as I don't like explosions happening off screen, it's nice to know that it happened in the first place, because there's a noise and then also a screen shake. And then it's also, that's the way you can find the dog, is you can listen for the howling off screen, and then it's directional as well, so you can hear what direction it comes from. Oh man, we got the funny jar. Which makes your bombs stick to the walls. It's spider silk, because when you kill the giant spider, it also drops a jar. Getting a lot of items, which is nice, but I think... Oh man. That was bad. How do I do this without... There we go. Yeah, I tend to jinx the run when I get a lot of good items. That's a not great place to put a dog. I think we're gonna skip that dog. Get another one on the next level. Because I've got 5 health points instead of 4, which is nice. And, okay, this is nice. I can almost afford that. Oh, what emote is that, Dan? Is that put in the second slot instead of rad duck? Did you sacrifice a rad duck? Okay, now we can afford the gun. Oh, okay, cool. As long as you have red duck coming, that's perfect. Oh boy, dark level. Dark levels are not the worst thing in the world, but they're a little obnoxious. Because you have reduced visibility, which means you gotta carry this torch with you if you want to be able to see and not like blindly run into death. And because you can only carry one item in this game, it makes it so that you gotta keep running back and forth, like if you want to have the shotgun that I paid for. Oh, see ya, Mac. Thanks for dropping by. Oh, man. Super cool, spider. Ooh. There we go. Let me grab the gun real quick. There we go. Alright, we made it to the end of the level, so that's perfect. Not super optimistic now. There's I've only got one heart punch, but we'll see how this goes. Oh man, that was super careless. I could have at least bounced off the top of the snake instead of hitting it from the side. Oh man. I'm not super great at using the whip in time to avoid taking damage. Like, I always end up doing it like a frame too early. Whoa, excuse me. I'm gonna try to be good enough to get to some of the later areas, because that's where a lot of the classic spelunky shenanigans come from. Ooh, freeze ray, this is gonna be cool. Let's see. Oh, I don't have to excavate and accidentally blow up the altar again. Well, we'll go around, which is okay. Wow. I kinda anticipated that happening, but did nothing to stop it, so... Robbery. It's a metric ton of bombs. Oh, the dog was up there. I could have gone up. Save it. Oops. Oh. Man, that was bad. There we go. Hmm. Don't know if I want to trade the bombs to get 1 heart. Peyton! Oh man, hello. So exciting to see you here. This is Rad Duck moment. Hi Peyton, I'm doing great. Gotta make some choices here. Oh man, I wanna steal this so bad. This is such a fun item to mess around with, but I'm so bad at it. Okay, let's try this. Oh boy. Oh man, it's so cool to see so many people here. Alright, I gotta balance trying to rescue the dog and... Well, do I though? I have an okay amount of health, but the shopkeeper will probably kill me in 1 hit. And I don't want the shopkeeper to kill the dog. Yeah, this is a pretty bonkers situation that I've got myself into. And it was by choice, which was a mistake. I'm not super confident in stealing from shopkeepers. Oh man, this is a great example of what spelunky is like. Oops, I wasted a rope. I mean, I try my best. You know, where did the dog go? Oh god, this is a... Oh man, I'm just gonna hope that the dog walks into that pit right there. Perfect. Okay, now I can deal with this. Oh god. This is so stressful. Oh god, no. I don't know what I expected from that. Yeah, he goes nuts. The shopkeepers go nuts when you steal from them. They go... Oops. They go crazy. They go a little bonkers. They do a little bit of trolling, that's what they do. Oh man, it's super funny. I was talking about it earlier, but oh yeah, if you haven't played Spelunky, absolutely buy it. Oh my god, it's a classic. Yeah, any game made by Derek Yu or Mossmouth, which is pretty much just Spelunky. Like they've made Spelunky 1, Spelunky 2, and then I think Derek is working on an Action 52 parody game, which is cool. But yeah, there's this really funny thing. And I say funny because it's really entertaining, but it's also frustrating. The shopkeepers sometimes get angry in reaction to the environment. So like if they get shot by an arrow trap, and it's not your fault, they'll still try to kill you, which is hilarious. Yeah, Dan, Spelunky 2 is notoriously easy, and you did not have a chaotic time with but you played with Mark, right? Man, that was hilarious. The clips from that were great. I'm being sarcastic, of course, because Spelunky 2, man, that was the funniest clip ever. Oh my god. I don't know if I have it shared on my Twitch page, but if you haven't seen this clip, I'll share it. Actually, can I share it right now? Here, I'm gonna pause the game. I want to share this so much. Let's see, where... we'll do that. We'll open up resource. I'll figure it out later. Yeah, I'll tweet it out later. But there's this perfect clip from when Dan was streaming where let's see, his corpse was sent flying by a Yeti in this game, and then he killed his corpse, that is, killed his partner. It was really funny. It's like the most frustrating way to die is something like that, because it's largely out of your control. It's the game has decided that it wants you to die. Oh, hi, doggy. Oh, another rope? I gotta use another rope? Yeah, that was perfect timing from last night when you were telling the story, and then the texture lined up with that. Oh, I probably should have not done that to the dog because I'm low on health and I didn't realize it. I got the baseball glove, which makes it so that throwing things is different. I think if you... That was overpriced. Yeah, so I think it's with the baseball items, things fly infinitely, but they go straight. Or if you angle up, it can go diagonal. But not a huge fan of that item, but I'll take it. Because in this game, when you... Okay, this is bad. This is a very bad situation. Yeah, I expected that to happen. But when you sacrifice the dog the first time, you get a random item. And then the second time, you get the Kapala, which is this super powerful item in this game, where if you collect enough blood from killing other enemies, it gives you hearts and stuff, which is really valuable. It's like, if you have an open opportunity to get that item, you'd best get that item. His health is priceless in this game. And it's at the expense of, you know, 2 dogs being sacrificed, which is unfortunate. Oh, a really good opportunity, Peyton, to pick this up would be when it goes on sale, because it's been out for, like, I want to say, like, at least a decade. No, that's... Wait. Yeah, I think at least a decade. I accidentally subtracted 20 years in my head and was like, huh, it didn't come out in 2001 when I was a literal child, little baby man. No, it was, yeah, I think it's late 2000s is when this version came out. But yeah, as such, it goes for super cheap when the game is on sale. So yeah, really good opportunity to pick it up. Also, the co-op is super chaotic and fun. This cape is like, I think the most blatant Mario reference that I can think of, because this game is obviously super inspired by Mario. If you look at how the main protagonist, which I'm not playing as, looks, the giant bulbous nose, and then other details as well. Like if Binding of Isaac is the Zelda game, this is the Mario game that pairs with it. That analogy makes a lot of sense to me, but you know, I think that requires you to both play Isaac and this game. And it's like, if you're into this game, I think you'd probably be into Isaac too. Yeah, I still haven't played Isaac either, but it's something I'm looking into. I think part of the reason was, oops, I did not mean to hurt the dog. Yeah, Isaac's really fun to watch. I hope Spelunky's fun to watch. I like it a lot. But yeah, Oh yeah, I would love to play some time with you, Dan. That would be super cool. Man, I was like, I don't know if I've... Actually, both I think would be cool, because I've seen multiplayer of Isaac, which is super fun and chaotic, and then multiplayer of this game is also super fun and chaotic, so... It's, I guess, whether you like platformers or top-down games more. They're both fun, though. Let's see. I forgot what I was trying to talk about because I got a little distracted. What was I saying? Oh, yeah, I was talking about how if Isaac is the Zelda game, this is the Mario game. Which there's little like trivia fact that I wanted to share because of that. I'm 90% sure that the creator of this game and the creator of Isaac are good friends. So that'd be Derek Yu and Edmund McMillan. I've seen them interact on Twitter and stuff, and it's pretty wholesome. And then also there's this picture of, I think, Edmund holding Derek in his arms like a baby, which is really funny. Spelunky multiplayer, all three of us. I'd be super down for that. I think you can do up to 4 players in Spelunky 1 and 2, which is super nice. Spelunky 2 is maybe the better game to do co-op in, because co-op in this game is one shared screen, but Spelunky 2 is split screen, which is a lot better, personally. That's how I feel about it. But I think you can't go wrong, I'd say, with either one. I think it's just the preference of, do you want to have the added madness of sharing the screen because people will die if they go off screen? That's how the game works. Yeah, I think in that case, I don't think there's crossplay, so if you could get it on PC, that would be preferable. This game isn't super intensive, which is nice. Sorry, my commentary just like immediately stopped because I'm trying to think of like how to. Oh, this is awful. This is awful. It's a dark level and there are murderous wasps. And the wasps don't normally appear in the jungle level. God. Oh, okay, I'm dead. Yeah. But yeah, yeah, this game isn't super intensive, which is nice. I don't know about Spelunky 2. I would think that one's... Yeah, that was horrible. That was just awful. Dark levels aren't super common in this game, and the combo of that with the murderous wasps, which is just awful. Okay, well, I want the dog, so I'm gonna go back up this way. And then I'm gonna go back down so I can get all the money and stuff. Yeah, messing around with the wasps is high risk, high reward, because if you kill the queen wasp, which is a lot larger, or I guess bee, I think, is more accurate, because these bees have honey. If you kill the queen, you get a health bonus, which gives you, I think, like 5 hearts, which is a lot in this game. You get royal jelly, which is nice. Super good item. So that, plus some of the other items you can get in the game, pretty much sets you off to, like, I don't know, be able to get to the end. Like, you definitely have the potential, but it's, excuse me, it's still up to RNG a lot and not dying to the game. Because, yeah, this game sometimes just decides that it wants you to die, and then you just have to accept it. I was super tempted there to grab the freeze ray and rob the shopkeeper, but I'm not super great at dealing with shopkeepers for the rest of the level. Okay, I need to put the dog in a safe place so it doesn't get crushed by the boulder here. Because that boulder's probably going to come down this way and then drop down to the floor and then accidentally squish the dog, which is not great. Let's see. There we go. Oh no. I planned to keep the dog stuck in the spider web so it wouldn't run off. This is a little harder now. Oops. We could gamble with that. I have enough health where it's like I don't need the dog, per se. There we go. And then I can just drop this down here. something got flattened. Okay, the dog made it. That's perfect. That's exciting. I love to see that. I gotta make sure that I don't accidentally shotgun the dog, because the bullets will fly through multiple enemies, so it would be like go through the snake dog and then the spider. Oh yeah, the music is great. It's super Mega Drive inspired, and there's a lot of variety to it. I mentioned that also before you got here, was that there's like 4 tracks per area, and there's 4 areas, so that's like 16 tracks or something like that. It's super nice. Oops. Kind of wanted that money, but... Oh, perfect opportunity. Okay, we'll do some platforming here. Yeah, this game is one of my favorites. I think it's a really good starter for roguelikes. And it's a fun platforming game in general. Let's see, where do we gotta go from here? Okay, we gotta move a little quick here. I really don't want to show off this mechanic, but we might get to see what happens if you spend too long on a level. Dan might have some experience in dealing with this, but if you spend too much time in a level, there's this super cool, awesome secret character. Yeah, it's rad. There's this super awesome... Oh gosh. Sorry, I'm just like trying to multitask. Actually, can I see if... Let's see if I can turn the timer on, because there's a setting for timer, I think. Nope. Oh well. If you go past, I think 2 minutes on the stage, there's a ghost that appears, and the ghost kills you. Super rad and awesome. So, yeah. Okay, we didn't have to deal with the ghost, which is nice. Yeah, I think this, I can agree with that this is more enticing than most roguelikes. And I say that even as someone who enjoys roguelikes. I think it's super easy to get burned out in the genre. Because a lot of them share similarities. I'm thinking of, you know, a lot of them turn into like twin stick shooters or like bullet hells or like, you know, top-down stuff. Which isn't a bad thing, but I think it's hard maybe to stand out in this genre. So yeah, I think this is one of the really solid entries for like a roguelike. Like if you want to play a roguelike, I think this is a super good example. Like my main go-tos for roguelikes, I think, I say this all the time, but like ToeJam and Earl is so fun. It's a really early entry into the roguelike genre. Like it came out in '91. So it's mechanically impressive for a lot of the features it introduces, being 1991. But it's also super fun and super 90s, so that's a cool one. Spelunky, of course, and then if you haven't played Enter the Gungeon, that's a super fun roguelike also. That one has a lot of humor in it. There we go. Yeah, those orange frogs explode, so you gotta make sure that they don't bounce into something important. Okay. Oh yeah, dungeon. Yeah, if you have free time to do that, yeah, that's a super fun game to... Oh, I want to show off this secret. How do I do this thing? Because I want the shotgun. Oops. Okay, we'll do this quickly. Yeah, dungeon's super fun. It's another one like Spelunky. I was talking about how I have like 80 hours in this game. Oops, I wanted the dog. Oh well. Gungeon I also have a lot of hours into, and I still haven't seen all the content yet, because it's difficult, but it's fair. That one's, I think, I forget the exact definitions. Ooh, okay. I forget the exact definitions between roguelike and roguelite. But I think Gungeon is roguelite because it has. I think it's because there's upgrades, and then you can also get to later areas. Like there's shortcuts and stuff in that game, and there's shortcuts in this also, but it's not super easy to start from a shortcut and make a lot of progress in this game. Like there's a lot of items that you'll probably miss out on, and then also money is an issue. Because there's this mechanic that I haven't been able to show off because I've been dying a lot, but shopkeepers with every level. Oh man, I am so glad that that bomb didn't go off. This box is a bomb right here, and it's super sensitive to particles, so like when you break a pot where there's blood, if the blood drops on here, it would have exploded and killed the dog. What was it saying? Oh yeah, there's a lot of items you can miss out on if you start from a later point. Yeah, I can agree with that for sure. Because it's like, I think roguelikes, regarding the procedural generation stuff, I think there's a way that you can build a game that has crafted levels and also roguelike mechanics, if that makes any sense. Because a lot of it is placement of enemies and stuff, like some skills that might be randomized. Like, oh boy, teleporter. I'm trying to think like randomizers of video games. I think are a really good example where it's like someone takes an old Zelda game and then randomizes like the dungeon placement for like what bosses are in the dungeon and stuff, and it makes it super fun. But it still has the same appeal of playing crafted levels. At least, you know, that's how I feel about it. Okay, we're out of ropes. That's not great. Didn't mean to take fall damage there. Oh, oh, there's a car in the background for one. Two. Yeah, I agree with the chunks part. Oh yeah, I'm not getting that key. I don't... Oh, I can, maybe. Can I? No, I'm gonna go to the wall. Maybe I can jump in. Damn! I knew that was gonna happen and I tried it anyways. Oh man. Yeah, yeah, I agree with that. I think some procedurally generated games have the issue where there doesn't seem like a coherent level design when it's randomly generated. One thing I like about Spelunky is that the chunks are, I think, small enough where you can recognize the patterns. Yeah. Sorry, I got sidetracked there. I'm still new to balancing commentary and trying to be good at video game, you know? And there's a lot of stuff to micromanage in Spelunky if you're trying to go for the secret stuff. Not to say that I'm trying to, but... I don't know, Dan. I think you did pretty good for your first stream of Spelunky. Like... Oh! Thanks, Peyton. That's some high praise. Yeah, and... Oh, in general about, about managing commentary in video game play. Well, I think you did a really good job with your Luigi's Mansion stream, Dan, which was super entertaining. I mean, I was only there for like the first 10 seconds, and then also the last like oh gosh, how long was that though? Because you were going after, yeah, the final boss took a while, and then oops, the dog took damage there. I don't like doing that. And then I was also, I think, there for like the last, I want to say 10 or so boos. So yeah, that might have been an hour or so. I don't know. But yeah, you did a really good job with that. And then Peyton, you also are super entertaining. I know we like to meme on the Peyton bad at video games thing, but I think you have a super good balance of being entertaining, which is super cool. Because yeah, I'm still chipping away at editing the VOD, because you know next week is finals week, and then after that I'm pretty free. But watching what's the game? Evil Within. There's a lot of super entertaining moments where it like you mess around with the environment or something, and then like, oops, the zombie's in the wrong spot or something. Yeah, it's super entertaining. It's hard for me to recall specific examples because I'm playing video game, but I do have how I've been going about editing. If you're curious into how my process works, is that I keep sticky notes close to me all the time, which is where I write down a lot of ideas. And when I'm watching the VOD, I'll write down sticky notes for where there's a moment that I think is funny or cool, or I have an idea that I want to edit in. Which I'm sure there might be like more efficient ways of doing it, but this is the way that makes the most sense to me right now. And yeah, it's just been slowly chipping away at the watching the VOD. And then when I'm done watching the thing in full, I'll watch it like maybe one more time to see if I missed any really good bits, but yeah. Then I'll go to editing stuff. Oh yeah. I keep sticky notes everywhere. And then yeah, the crumpled paper sounds like a similar thing. Oh, Dan, you're fine. You don't have to go out of your way to do anything. I think you do a really good job at being entertaining as... That's disappointing. I spent money on this cape, and then that... Wait, did I spend money on this cape? I don't remember. Oh well. Sometimes you spend money in this game on an item, and then it shows up later randomly. But yeah, Dan, I think you're a little harsh on yourself, because you, I think, have good commentary and are a cool dude. There's piranhas in that water, and I want to see if I can find the big one, because it's really funny looking. There's a really big piranha. It's funny. Where's the big boy? Yeah, I'm getting out of here. Oh, man. Not to geek out about cartoons and stuff, but when you were talking about the crumpled paper thing, that reminded me of this, it's obviously not a secret that I am obsessed with like Steven Universe and stuff, and I've binged like every single interview, but there was an interview that I watched like 3 days ago with Rebecca Sugar, and she was talking about how in the studio she would have so many sticky notes that she would like walk around the studio because she plans out a lot of how the show's gonna go. And she would like accidentally drag sticky notes around with her shoes, and there would be like people who point out to her, like, Rebecca, you have so many sticky notes and stuff. I just thought that was really funny, and that's similar to how I kind of operate, except they're all over my desk. I don't step on them or anything. But yeah. Oh, here's the black market. I absentmindedly got here without explaining what this area is. Yeah, I think there's, yeah, there's I think there's a saying about it where it's like, creative mindsets are usually kind of disorganized or something. I wanted to kill that plant thing because you can't jump on that plant. It eats you instantly and kills you, which is not fun. Yeah, this is the black market. There's this thing that I'm circling with my mouse right here. That's the Ujat. You get that in Area 1, and then in Area 2, you can find the black market with the Ujat. And if you have enough money, you can buy the Ankh, which allows you to... There's a dog outside, I'm getting distracted. Allows you to get revived once, which is used for a secret later in the game. Ooh, big frog. I don't know if you guys can hear the dog outside, but it's funny. I like it. And I've been on a streak of getting to the Ankh, having enough money to buy it, because if you rob it, it turns into absolute chaos here. It's a nightmare if you have to interact with the shopkeepers in a way that gets them angry on this level. I want this boomerang. But yeah, I've been on the streak of getting the Ankh and then dying like immediately within a stage, so then it's wasted. And since I can't afford the Ankh, and I didn't think about buying anything else, yeah, no secrets this run. I wasn't gonna grab the Ankh because I would have died like instantly. Listen, Dan, I'll praise you. Am I pronouncing that right? That's Ankh, right? Am I saying it wrong? Oh man. Oh, oops. I need that boomerang. Give me that. Kill the plant. Plant's merciless. Okay, that monkey is bad news. Get rid of him. There we go. Okay, this is not a good situation. You gotta throw the boomerang. You gotta be in range to hit him with the boomerang without him hitting us with the boomerang. Because I don't want to fall on the spikes and die. Yeah, there we go. Bomb. I feel like you guys said something in chat, and I'm super focused on gameplay to the point where I can't respond. Oh, there's a dog over there. Oh man, okay, we're first ice area stream. This is supposed to be a why am I not throwing this? This is supposed to be like a breather for the player because the jungle and then the Earlia area is super intense, but these little UFO guys make this a hellscape. And I'll show you why. Their UFOs explode. And there's a lot of hazards. Oh man, the dog just... No, oh. Yeah, so this this area has an infinite pit. Oh no. Okay. Yeah. The ice area is supposed to be a breather for the player. And for the most part it is. But yeah, there's a lot of environmental traps and stuff that can really screw with you. I think especially just the fact that the UFOs explode, and the fact that there's bouncy pads, so, and there's also mines as well. So there's a lot of explosions. Oh man, I hope that dog did not just die. It didn't. There we go. We gotta go down there. Oh man, taking so much damage. The dog is great. I love how goofy it looks. It got me thinking about. I don't know if you guys have seen Mitchell's versus the Machines yet, but it's this movie that came out like I'm gonna say like 2 days ago. I think it was on Friday. But it's Sony Animation. It's a new favorite movie of mine. And the dog in that movie is the exact same way, where it just looks super goofy. Go watch Mitchell's versus the Machines. It's my new favorite movie. Oh man, it's so fun, and it's nice because it's on Netflix, so you don't have to like go out anywhere to see it. I'm really okay. I'm doing it. I'm doing it. Ooh. Okay, that's good. That's really good items. Prepare for chaos in the next level. Well, it's a gamer moment until I die in one stage. So yeah, it's a pog until it's a sag. Man, I just said. I can't believe I just said that unironically. Oh, okay, that's less bad. Okay. Yeah, that was a funny Family Guy moment. Oh man, did you guys see that they reanimated the one clip of Stewie bothering Lois for to get vaccinated? He's like, I'm not gonna do an impression, but he's like, Mama, Mom, or whatever, go get vaccinated. I can't believe they reanimated that entire clip for that. That's funny to me. Ooh, I need water. And I'm gonna use this as an opportunity to reveal this little thing that Elm Wolf made yesterday. Ooh, have fun with that, Dan. Gardening is super cool. I love plants, love talking plants, and gardening and stuff. So yeah, have fun with that. Hope to see you around again. There's not really a purpose for money anymore since we've murdered a shopkeeper. We're not going to be going to any more shops. But I think it's just fun to have. I do want that item though, and I do hear a dog. So would recommend water polo? I think I'm going to need some more context for that, and if I don't hear back from you, I'm going to @ you on Discord and ask about that. Gotta do that. Oh, that was awful. That almost ended in death. Shotgun is just like super OP in this game. I don't really want to grab the key because I don't want to go to the black market. This is gonna. Okay. What items does he have? Okay. I want those items and I want to get out here. God. These spiders do double damage for some reason. So I gotta not get hit. I have one opportunity to get hit here. Whoa. Oh god, these climbing gloves are gonna make me die. They make it so you can stick to the wall. Oh no, 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 please. Oh god. Get that off the screen there. That was such a perfect opportunity. Like, if I had gotten through those spiders, I definitely would have been able to take out the shopkeeper, but, you know. Yeah, the thing happened there that I was talking about. So those green Hulk hand looking things let you stick to the wall, and it's helpful except for when it gets you stuck on a spot and then you die. So yeah. Oh, that was something I needed to ask. So last stream I had this issue. Yeah, it would be super funny if these were actually Danny Hulk. Yeah, Danny Hulk hands. So last stream I had this issue where there was audio clipping, so my voice sounded a little staticky, especially towards the last half of the stream. So I just wanted to see, is that happening now? Because if it's not, that's great. I want to make sure that doesn't really happen. Okay, every 10 minutes or so? Okay. I still need to figure out what's doing that. I'm 90% sure it's because I'm using the computer microphone. Like the integrated microphone. Which, man, I don't tell the gamers about this, but I'm streaming off of a gaming laptop. Which is an ultimate sin, I'm sure. But yeah, no, it's strong enough to be able to run games at 60 frames, but I don't know if it's strong enough to stream them at 60 frames. And it should definitely be able to get like at least 30. Oh, streaming off of a gaming laptop. I'm hesitant to admit that because you know how gamers are about anything really. But the laptop's strong enough to play most games at 60 frames. And I haven't seen what it can do streaming wise. It should at least be able to get like 30 frames, I think, on most games. And now that frames is the ultimate determining factor, it's really funny studying animation and knowing a lot about how different frames works, and then hearing people complain about when frames are less than a certain amount. It only matters in video games. That's the only industry in which it matters. Oh, there's giant spiders in this level. I haven't seen any yet, but I know there are because of the textures on the wall. Okay, that was bad. Oops. I heard a skeleton. I get a little more anxious about... Yeah, there's a giant spider right there. Oh. I was reading chat as soon as I saw your message, Peyton, and then the spider got me when I looked away. Man, I hate dark levels. And the fact that I got one with spiders, awful. No, you didn't kill me, it's fine. I just wasn't paying attention, and I probably was gonna die anyways. Yeah, I really want to see you get a better computer soon. Oh, don't be emotional about the giant spider murdering me. It's okay. It's a part of life. The giant spider needs to eat regular-sized humans. But yeah, I want to see you get a better computer. Cause yeah, I've just heard you talk about it multiple times on like the Discord and on and off when you stream about how you need one. And yeah, I think especially. I don't think. I mean, it's hard for me to say because I'm not working on it, but it doesn't sound like Rose of Starcross is a super technically intensive game. And I'm sure it's probably more intensive developing the game than it is playing the game. So yeah, especially because, you know, I'm sure you're going to work on other projects eventually, when you finish Rose of Starcross. So I'd want to see you be able to, you know, do stuff on a computer that isn't flaky. Oh, that was something I didn't think of. Yeah, I can see the benefit in having a bad computer to like test on. Because yeah, there's that question of if you make a game, you want to be able to run on certain hardware devices, and you can, I guess, kind of emulate it, but it really helps to have an actual device like that to work on, or to test it with. So yeah, I think it has advantages and disadvantages. It's a similar. Oops. At that point, I decided it was not worth continuing. But yeah, there's a similar thing at my house. We still have the first laptop I ever got from like 2016 or whatever, which, you know, of course now is super dated, but at the time it was able to run pretty okay. And that's a similar issue where it's like, I think that's a super useful tool to be able to see like, man, I just walked right into that spider. Hi Zoe, hello. Are you feeling okay? Because I know you got your shot and you've been experiencing some symptoms. Are you feeling okay-ish now? Oh, yeah, let's see. Sorry, I'm spacing out, and this is probably a bad time to space out, but yeah, yeah, it's cool to see a lot of friends from different groups that I know. So I know, so Zoe is someone I know personally in real life. Peyton, you know, is the super cool dude who's working on Rose of Starcross, and love the demo. I think I've told pretty much all of my friends about it. It's like go play this demo. It's super fun. So yeah, yeah, it's super cool to see people from different groups that I know interact. I don't know, that's cool to me at least. So yeah, Peyton meet Zoe, Zoe meet Peyton. And I'm being bad at video game here. Yeah, for the first couple of streams, I wanted to play games that I was comfortable enough with that I could be good and like provide commentary. So that's why first stream was Sonic 2, because I'm super comfortable with that game. And I played a little bit of Toe Jam and Roll, which is also super comfortable for me. Spelunky is another one, because, you know, I've just played this game like since like middle school. Oh, that was yeah, so yeah, it's a little bit interesting how I was a Genesis kid, because so I'm a 2000s baby, born in the year 2000, which is not really this time frame that's usually associated with the Genesis. But because my parents had bought it in the 90s or so, they held on to it instead of, you know, tossing it out. So my brother and I had a Genesis growing up, which is super cool. We still actually have the box on it, which is super cool, in the basement, because it has some really cool Sonic 2 art on it. Because the game came with Sonic 2, or sorry, the system came with Sonic 2. which is a really good way to sell your product. But yeah, yeah. So the Genesis was our first console, and I say our meaning I'm speaking for me and my brother here. And then we got the Wii shortly-ish after. Gonna see if I can get the spider over here. Oh, okay, that's unfortunate. But yeah, a lot of the games I'm super comfortable with are like, you know, GameCube, Wii, and like Genesis. We never had a GameCube, but what we would do is we had next door neighbors who were like, I'm gonna say like 3-ish or so years older than I was. That'd be 6 years for my brother because he's younger than me. And our neighbor used to do our haircuts, so when we were waiting for the other one to get done with haircuts, we would play GameCube games, so that was cool. And they also had a Genesis, and I want to say something happened. I think their Genesis broke or like overfried or something, and then they were nice enough to give us some of the games that they had for their Genesis, which one was Echo the Dolphin. Never beaten that one. They had Mickey Mania. Never beaten that one because that one's super difficult. And then there was like a My Little Pony game, which I don't know if we even still have that one. And that was like the one I did beat, which was weird. And I never really had an attachment to the show, but it's like that game was fun. Yeah, it was super fun. It's that's something I always look back fondly on. It's like going and playing Mario Kart Double Dash, like Mario Party with them. It was super fun. But yeah, that's a brief history of first video games that I played. Yeah, Sonic 2. I talk about it a lot during the Sonic 2 stream, which I do have a VOD of up on the YouTube channel. But Sonic 2 and ToeJam and Earl were probably the games that I played along with my brother the most. And then there was another friend we used to have over all the time, and sometimes I would play it with him, and then my little brother would like watch in like a beanbag chair, because there's not a lot of I don't think there's any 3-player games in the Genesis. Maybe I'm mistaken, but we never had a like a third controller or whatever. Oh, oh, ooh, I was like 2 pixels away from being impaled there. Very fun. Oh, spider, please, no. That was incredibly close. Oh, man. Oh no. Don't arrest me for being good at video game. Peyton, you're jealous because you're bad at video game. Oh god, I hate the scorpions. Nah, you're pretty okay at video games, Peyton. Yeah, we gotta stick together. That's right. It's just like Scott Pilgrim, Gamers versus the World or something. Oh, I just got reminded of something. It's not very relevant to the stream. Well, I guess it is. Yeah, because I brought up Scott Pilgrim, so it's oh, that's a generous gamer rank value. Thank you. I don't know if well, I definitely didn't tell anybody I know in person about this, but I think I told the Starcross Discord about bad at video games. I got the Limited Run Games did a physical edition of the Scott Pilgrim game, which I placed an order for. And then I realized that, oops, I didn't actually make an account with Limited Run Games, so it's like only tied to my uh, my card that I used to purchase it. So there was a little back and forth, emails with the support group, customer support, and they're super nice over there, super cool. But yeah, I'm expecting that in like March or so, and it's super cool. The physical box is so cool. It's actually got the it's got the very thick plastic that the Genesis uses for their games, their game cases, which I'm a huge fan of because, you know, Genesis kid here. But I got it for Switch. Because yeah, I don't think they offered a PC, and the only two places I play games are on my computer and on my Switch. But yeah, I think that comes out late May. I think it delivers to my house late May. This was an order I placed, you know, months ago as well, so it's... yeah. Oh, I've got another thing arriving to my house late May, which I need to take pictures of, and it's super cool. We could co-op. Is there online with the Scott Pilgrim game? I think there is, right? Yeah. But that would be a fun experience. I think that would be super cool. Oh yeah, the other thing that's going to my house in late May was there was a Kickstarter that I did in, I want to say, mid to early 2020. There's this guy who does unofficial merch for cartoons, especially Steven Universe, and he did this really cool thing. I'm so in love with this. It's a music box. He did a series of music boxes, and then there's a vinyl toy of Steven that's built to hold the music box, which is just the coolest thing ever. And that arrives, well, in late May. And it's super cool because there was a tier that I backed, and I'm 90% sure it's supposed to be signed on the bottom by Dee Dee Magnum Hall, who's the voice of Pearl, which, you know, I'm absolutely geeking out over. And that'll be my second item that's signed by someone on the Crooniverse, because in 2019, Michaela Dietz, who voices Amethyst, ran a Instagram kind of like giveaway thing where it's like if you made a caption for a post she made, she would select a winner, and then the winner would get like a merch thing. So I got a signed poster for free from Michaela Dietz, which is super cool. It says hearts and farts on it. I love it. Cool. Yeah, that's man, I want to make a... Oh yeah, the voice talent is amazing on that show. I think, well, two things I want to say. I want to make a bingo card for when I stream, and then on the corner would be talks about Steven Universe or cartoons or something. Actually, that might be two separate spaces, because I like cartoons in general are pretty easy to reference, but shoehorning in Steven is to me really funny and extremely specific. Yeah, I think the voice talent is fantastic on that show. I think yeah, that'll be the free space. Yeah. Yeah, I made a little tweet on a personal on my personal Danny Phantom or Danny Hulk. That would be a really good free space for you. You could do another free space that is like Toby whining in the distance or something. But yeah, I think I made a post about this on my personal Twitter about I think Steven was one of the first shows where I really started thinking about it as like oh, people make this thing. It's not just like you know, something that appears. Cartoons or animation in general is something that people work on. And I think it's really cool that a lot of the voice actors and a lot of the people that work on the show have other projects that they work on as well. Like that's how I got into Estelle's music was through Steven, and then I like watching clips of like Dee Dee in her theater performances, which is super cool. Oh man, I'm about to die here. I think. No, we're okay. And then there's so many of the artists on that show just have additional projects that they've worked on. Like Rebecca has so many comics that she's made. She started in indie comics, so I have like an issue of Bud Davis. I say a. There's I think only one. Which is super cool. Yeah, I think it's really cool to know that a lot of people. Yeah, like I think you for sure. And then I've definitely seen some people. I've not really tried to interact with the Steven community because I joined it like way later in the show's run. But yeah, I think it's really cool that it opened up a lot of people to it being like I guess I want to say taken more seriously. I guess I that sounds a little pretentious, I'm sure, but bees. This is gonna be great. Oh god. I want the boomerang and I want to not die. Monkey, please. It's the funny monkey. But yeah, it's super cool to see people starting to open up to the idea that it's something that a lot of people work on. Because you look at how a lot of early, especially 80s and 90s animation was treated or regarded by studio execs or people in general. And then there's been this constant issue ever since its inception of animation being like a kid's genre. My favorite interview is with Brad Bird talking about animation as a genre, and he's like, if I hear one more person say animation is a genre, I'm gonna punch that person or whatever. It made me laugh, and obviously don't punch people, and he wouldn't punch people, I'm sure, but it just makes me laugh because it's like it's a huge issue. I'm rambling at this point and I'm talking about a super niche interest of mine, but okay. All right. I'm gonna do it. I'm doing it. There we go. Oh boy. There's a lot of items here that make this run super nice. There's a giant spider there, so I can get some spider silk, and this teleporter should make it so it's... Oh yeah, I hate that. I hate that animation is a category at the Oscars. But I also have some other issues with the Oscars as well. It's like I think not just animation being an issue. There's other things as well. Tomorrow it is. Hi Dan, welcome back. You've joined in the middle of a heist. Yeah, I think especially TV and film recently has been on a huge decline, I think, at least in terms of award shows. Like, was it the Oscars that happened just a few days ago? Or last week or whatever? Oops. And then they had that... I don't even know how to go about addressing it without, like, getting mildly scuffed or angry about it, but that NFT of Chadwick Boseman sends me... It gets me so angry. For a variety of reasons. I'm not super huge into NFT art in general, if you aren't aware. But yeah, reeling it back into spelunky video games, I guess. Because I could talk about animation forever and not stop, and I could probably die of dehydration or something. Oh! Hydration! Here's the image. Oh my god. Perfect. I'm gonna shoehorn that in as many as I can, or as many opportunities as I can. Gotta get that good water. Super good. Yeah, I guess I'm gonna look at Dan's message because that's about gardening, and that's gonna bring me back into a realm of not a tangent. What kind of plants are you working on, Dan? Interested to know about that. Are they flowers, just kind of general plants? 'Cause- oh man, that was bad. That was awful. Oh man, that was just the worst. Can't believe I just did that. That was, man. But yeah, I'm always interested to hear about plants and wildlife and stuff. I take so many pictures of plants. I think it's become kind of a hobby for me. I mean, I don't. To me, categorizing like what are my hobbies is weird because what some people would consider a hobby and what I would consider my hobbies are different. Oops, I'm gonna throw that up there so I don't get. Okay, that's gonna be. There we go. But yeah, I think photography, especially of plants, is something I've been able to, I guess, call a hobby for me. Which is super nice. But yeah, if you have any info about flowers and stuff, I'd love to hear about that stuff. It's super cool to me. Man. I don't think there's anything wrong with not really going outside that often, Peyton. But I definitely like to make sure that I go outside for like at least 30 minutes a day, be that, I'm getting food or I'm just walking outside to see the sunset. Because especially with, you're here for, okay, hold on. I'm here from the future to tell you that you can't choose blue. Oh, 1 second, I gotta mute. Okay, we're back. Thursday, okay. Blue's the answer? But you said I couldn't choose blue, so I can't choose the answer. Interested in hearing more context at a later date, I guess, about this. I've got to look within. Okay, I think you're making an attempt to perhaps distract me or something. I don't know. What game are you playing, Dan, on Thursday? Secrets, okay. We'll just have to wait and see. Is it Luigi's Mansion 2? That's horrifying nightmare game there. Really terrifying, I'm sure. Let's engage in a little bit of gambling. I got it, yeah, Luigi's Mansion 2. Cursed Luigi's Mansion 2. That'd be interesting to see. I think we're at the point where you can. Well, we've been at the point for a little bit, right, where you can emulate DS games. I'm sure. I don't know what the emulation scene looks like for the 3DS. I think it'd be really cool to see like video game corruptions or retexturings of the 3DS. I'm going to gamble until the time runs out. .3DS emulations with the 3DS. Oh, with 3D. That'd be interesting. I think you'd have to try to emulate how the... Well, that would be based, I guess, on your hardware. Like, you'd have to have a screen that does 3D. You're gonna make Cursed Rosa StarCraft. Nobody can stop you. Yeah, I'd be interested to see that, because it's made in Game Maker, I'm sure. And I'm sure there's eventually going to be a dedicated enough community to want to try to break the game and try to like reskin it or something. You need to wear red and blue glasses. Whoa. Red and blue glasses. I can't believe I just said that. Yeah, it could be like one of those 3D movies. It'd be funny. Peyton, it would be like the, there's that meme of the potato in TF2 where it's like, I don't understand why this potato's here, but when I removed it, it broke the game or whatever. Oh. Okay, we gotta get out of here. Oh, this is perfect. Okay, this is the only opportunity I'm gonna get to do this. Okay, we're leaving. Oh man. Yeah, that's a cool feature of this game. If you take too long on most levels, with the exception of any of the bosses, because there's 1 or 2 bosses, if you go over 2 minutes on a stage, the ghost comes, and it will chase you until you leave the level, or until it kills you. And it can kill you in 1 shot. And the ghost also has infinite HP. There's like an actual number, but even if you go past that number, it refreshes, so you can't kill the ghost. Yeah, it is. It's super funny. Yeah, I don't think speedrunners see the ghost. In fact, I don't think most players usually probably won't see the ghost. At least when you start to get good enough to the point where you start running through stages. Yeah, you're probably not going to see the ghost. And the ghost also has, I don't know if this is exclusive to Spelunky 2, but if you wait long enough when the ghost is around, it splits into 4 smaller ghosts. Man, I need water super bad right now. There we go. I talked about this a little bit last stream, but with the funny pandemic going on. Oh, by the way, I've got my second vax, which is cool, on the road to being immunized or whatever. But with the pandemic going on and how classes have adapted, there's stretches of time where I will only go like talking for like twice or so a week. Um, and so it makes it so that when you go for like twice a week, only talking for I don't know, I guess an hour-ish. So that's 2 hours per week. And then you go to something like this where I'm talking for, it's like we're at an hour and a half. It starts to strain your voice a lot, I guess. So this is nice as an excuse, streaming, I mean, is nice as an excuse to use my voice, to talk more, yeah, to use those vocal cords. I mean, I do talk when I go get food, like, oh, that was just terrible. You called me Mark, apparently. Oh, that's the, oh man, do you have the other half of that emote? Because I know what channel it's from. That's Simple Flips. That's the man, myth, legend. Yeah, there you go. First try, idiot. So good. I love that emote. You're good. Yeah, I am not. But it's funny you say that because I've got a list of names that people have called me that are not my name, and with every name that gets added to the list, I keep having this idea of like I want to write a comedy routine where I talk about that. It's such a minute, small issue, and I think would be funny. Because I kid you not, there was this one person I knew. There you go. That's slightly better, Dan. Oh, the emote doesn't work? Is it because it's in quotations? Man, that dog and I just got lucky. But there's this one person I knew in Scouts, and we would only see each other like maybe once a month or something, just because of how Scouts works. And he was also someone who didn't show up very often, but he called me Elijah. My name is not Elijah, by the way, for an entire year and a half, which is cool. So that's funny, to me, at least. But also at the same time, it's like, I don't know. I think it's funny, but I know there's also certain situations where it's not funny to have a situation like that. But yeah. Someone called you Samantha? I'm interested to hear the story behind that one. Really hoping that dog doesn't miss the exit and land on the spikes there. Oh, you could have been Samantha Nations or something. Stam Nation or something. That's a real stretch to merge. Yeah. Oh, interesting. I mean, I think it's cool. Sam to me is a cool name. I like Sam as a name, especially because it can be used for men and women, which is nice. Samantha, I think, is more explicitly for women, but I wouldn't think of it weird to call it guys. This is a nice name. was about to say something, and then I forgot what I was gonna say, and it was something that had talking potential, where I could have like held a conversation about it. Yeah, gender neutral name's great. I like that. There's a character I'm working on. Peyton is funny with the D. That's the funniest to me. So yeah, I agree with Dan there. But yeah, there's a character that I'm working on for a comic that that I'm trying to start, and I'm still trying to figure out the name. But part of the character was gender neutral name for a very specific reason. But yeah, I think Sam is such a nice name for that. Got the Hulk hands. Oh, this is where the Hulk hands will get you like accidentally killed, is because you'll accidentally cling to a wall. Sam, follow me. That's really funny. I like that a lot. That's really good. Getting into animating, absolutely. Maybe not as a personal project, because right now my major is 3D animation school. That's what I'm studying. And I would really love to work for any studio. That's a major goal in life. Talking about my aspirations is gonna get me murdered here. But yeah, yeah, I've been super particular about like, oh, how do I actually get into animation? What skills do I need to have? Because I almost just said the name of my school, and I don't want to do that. But with the program I'm in is exclusively 3D, and they don't offer 2D in the program that I'm in, which, oh man, Dan, I could, I'll send you a video about it later, but I feel very particular about that. But there's an entire story I could go into about that. Yeah, the noodle video. He hits the nail right on the head. And I think for me, as someone who started as a CS major, I was accepted into the school as CS, and then transferring from CS into animation, and then seeing that specifically, the people who are in CS making a tool it has the intention to help with animation, more specifically help with 3D effects. It's not meant for 2D, but seeing a lot of the people who are working on it bash animators for not wanting to use that tool, it got me super angry. And it's to me the same as the NFT, where people are like, oh, it's the future, and it's like it's gonna help artists, and artists are like, no, we don't want to use this, and this isn't helping us. It's like, well, you're just gonna fall off, and disintegrate with the sands of time. And there's some pretty harsh Twitter reactions, so I think on both sides. I think with NFTs, it's more of maybe more, I don't want to say justified, but the aspect of just the amount of energy that's required to produce a non-fungible token is a little bit of a concern. And then with the interpolation software, that's more of a concern of you're kind of ruining the vision of the artist there. You're intentionally misinterpreting it. There's actually a really funny interaction on that Noodle video. I don't know if you guys know a lot about famous, like 2D animators or anything, but there's this animator, James Baxter, who's really good at animation. You've probably heard about James Baxter through Adventure Time, because there's this horse named James Baxter. And the joke is that it's named after a real life person. But yeah, he interacted with Noodle and was like, yeah, this is a really good video about why this software. designed with the best intentions in mind, which was like, that was like, you know, jaw-dropping to see that interaction. But yeah, I could talk about that for hours. Reeling it back in to answer, I think, Peyton's question, and I know I kind of didn't answer yours, Dan. It was kind of like dancing around your question. But yeah, I feel very particular about that, and I think a lot of my ideas on that topic in specific can be summed up with the noodle video. But yeah, I absolutely plan on getting myself into the industry. Listen, listen, wordplay is really funny to me. Yeah. Oh god, what was the explosion off screen? I hate when it does that. But yeah, getting into animation is an absolute thing I'm planning to do. I think just on the aspect of studying 3D animation at school will absolutely get my foot in the door at 3D. The issue is I also want to be able to get my foot in the door for 2D animation studios. So whether that's working for, you know, Cartoon Network as a storyboard artist or Nickelodeon or something, that's also something I would like to be open to. And part of the issue there is, so between 2D and 3D animation, they share a lot of the same. Wow. Oh god, that was the worst damage taken ever. But between 2D and 3D animation, they share a lot of the same principles to make convincing material. I think that's especially evident in some of the things that Sony's been working on. They do a lot of effort to make 3D animation look as expressive and cartoony as 2D animation. You know, obviously Spider-Verse is a huge example of that. Hotel Transylvania is another really good example of that. Cloudy with a Chance of Meatballs, and then Mitchell's vs. the Machines, which just came out. It's another good example. I'm probably talking way too fast for you guys to be able to understand me, but so I'm gonna take a deep breath here and slow down so I can talk clearer. That's good that you're understanding, because I sometimes get into the oh, that's good. I sometimes get into the habit of when I'm passionate about something and I'm talking about something I'm passionate about, I talk way too fast and I get out of breath or something. But yeah, there's a lot of principles that are identical between 2D and 3D animation, but at the same time, there's skills that are specific to 2D and also 3D. So part of the plan there is I'm kind of on my own trying to, I'm forcing myself to draw and get better at drawing, which has always been a huge struggle for me. But I'm also trying to get into the art and design minor at my school, because that offers classes related to drawing and art. And for one, I think that would be good for me creatively, because drawing is something I'm super passionate about. That goes back to the thing where it's like I'm sorry, I got distracted because I have this opportunity here to talk about gameplay mechanics, because there's this blinking eye. We're talking about animation, and it's two things I'm passionate about. What was I saying? Oh yeah, for one, I think it would just be good for my art to be able to draw, because art is something I would consider to be more important to me than a hobby. Whereas like a hobby is something I would say I don't really necessarily need to try in, I would say. Like photography, I don't really need to try in. I'm not trying to do that as a career. But art is something I want to do as a career and as like a personal form of expression. And it's also good because it makes you more marketable and hireable, which in an in the animation industry, job security is kind of an issue, just because of how a lot of projects work. A lot of them are contractual, so as soon as like a season of a show ends, you might move to another show or be out of the job for a little while, you know. So it's just trying to make sure that you're a marketable person. I prefer to not do a robbery here. I'm trying to save up to buy the Ankh here. I'm gonna need to use my singular bomb in a spot that's gonna get me enough money. Oh! Oops. But yeah, it's like, I was also looking into taking creative writing classes, and there's a class offered on doing writing for TV shows, specifically, that I want to take at some point. Just because I want to, yeah, I want to be marketable. You know, a big part of the issue. Yeah, that's a really good question, and I'm gonna answer that, and then I'm gonna... Well, I forgot what I was talking about in the first place, so I guess I'll talk about your question. So, would I be more interested in doing stuff like storyboarding / writing than actually animating? So, it's a bit of a mess here in the United States. At least this is my understanding as someone who's looking to break into the industry. Is that if I want to be actually animating, that's going to be more in the route of going with 3D animation. Because a lot of studios that do 2D animation right now, they contract with studios overseas, especially in Korea, and I think Vietnam is another place. And they do some really good work there. And then there's also a ton of studios in Japan. I could talk about how Steven and some other shows on Cartoon Network brought in a couple of guest artists to board and animate on a couple of episodes, like Takafumi Hori, who I think Trigger Studio, and I'm a huge fan of Trigger, because everything that they animate is so stylized and beautiful and still is smooth. But yeah, so if I were to go into 2D animation, that would be more as working as a storyboard artist or maybe a writer or something. Oh yeah, yep. Yeah, there's I have the art book for the Steven Universe movie, and then yeah, that fight with Steven and Spinell is absolutely, it's got Takafumi Hori's hands all over it. There's also a really cool scene in OKKO. They do in the last season they do a mini power tournament, and then there's this really cool sequence that he boarded and animated for that. But yeah, if I wouldn't have... Yeah, so I guess it's a tricky spot where it's like I would kind of... It depends on which career I want to go to. And also, there's an aspect of... you know how to do all of those things? That's also very helpful. It's like... It's hard for me to think of information as an example on the fly, but I've watched, I think, countless interviews with people who direct shows and movies. But yeah, if you can board and animate and write, what we're saying, it's really helpful in the industry. Oh, and then that was another thing I wanted to talk about. So I started mentioning this at the beginning, and then I got sidetracked. So I was listening to a lot of talks about what are skills that are helpful to break your foot in the door of animation. And for one, animating by yourself is really, really helpful. And that's something that can be hard to do, especially if you're self-taught. But another really good way to at least get your foot in the door enough, to get to a place where they're willing to teach you more is working on comics. There are so many people, especially in the industry, like right now, who work on comics. Like they do webcomics or they do personalized stuff. So like, yeah, Rebecca started with independent comics. She did a couple of them that got famous, and I'm a huge fan of Pug Davis, which is super cool. Pendleton Ward, Adventure Time creator, also worked on comics. There's so many people. And that's a huge advantage. Like, if you can show that, I never went to this California art, institute or whatever. There's like a million schools that are super prestigious, but it's hard to get into. If you can show it's like, I didn't go to the schools, but I have a basic understanding of these materials. That's super helpful to get your foot in the door. Yeah, I just thought back about the bingo card idea. And yeah, talking about animation would be the free space, I think, for sure. That's something I want to maybe get into if I do stream more. Art streams. I'd like to draw and stream and get more confident with people watching, or because I think that would help with my confidence in sharing art. Yeah, I think it would be cool. That was an interesting interaction. Oh, I need that rock. I need that rock. And yeah, streaming art on Twitch is something I've given a lot of thought into, because I used to watch a lot of art streamers, especially Ross of Game Grumps fame. Used to do a lot of art streams, and he's switched recently to gaming and doing a little bit of art sometimes. He's a huge inspiration to me. But yeah, he talks a lot about. Oops, I could have put that bomb in a better spot. Now I have to use 2 bombs. Oops. He talks a lot about the viability of art on the internet and what it means to be like a Oh, welcome back. Yeah, I'm going a little bit longer than I planned because I'm kind of into the rhythm of streaming. But I'm probably going to call it by 9, I think. That's the absolute latest, because I've got a couple of things that I need to turn in by 11. And I'm glad I could be background noise for you streaming, Mac. It's really cool. But yeah. Oh, really? That would be super cool. Yeah, I at some point considered emailing a couple of creators that I about the Starcross demo, because yeah, that was an awkward noise. I made this like wheezing noise in accident. But yeah, I think I could talk about your game for hours, Peyton. It's so cool, and the art direction and the colors, but yeah, I think watching him play your game would just be the coolest thing on earth. That'd be super cool. Yeah, I've seen Drawfee. I watch them on and off. I'm gonna mute real quick. I'm gonna take a real quick BRB so I can get more water. Okay. Alright, okay, I'm back. Let's see. So yeah, looking at stream, looking at chat. Okay, yeah, Dan, I have seen Drawfee. I like Drawfee a lot. I don't watch them super often, but there's usually a video maybe once or twice a month that I'll watch. Yeah, there's a lot of art creators that I watch. Yeah, Returnal looks cool, but I think the combined issue of it being $70 and also I think it's a PlayStation exclusive right now, I'm not super interested in buying it. And yeah, I'm super excited. I will watch a ton of Let's Plays of Rose of Starcross. I think ooh, that was some moves. Schmoovin'. Let's see. I gotta find where the market is. It's down. It's right there, I can see it, okay. I gotta not die here. This is gonna be embarrassing. Oh god, I looked away for 2 seconds and then I got stabbed and then I got eaten. I knew where it was in the water with the piranhas and I needed to bomb the tiki traps so I didn't get impaled. That was awful. This ends in death. Watch. Oh, it didn't. That was so nerve-wracking, because this box explodes. The secret red duck boss fight. That'd be great. But yeah, I think it's gonna be super cool to watch people play Rose of Starcross. It's oh, that would be a fun. I might stream the demo at some point. That'd be fun, I think, just because it's a good way to refresh and then also not feel like I need the game right now. You know what I mean? But yeah. Oh, I had a cool. I think it's cool, at least a cool idea for a future stream. My plan is to stream when I get home. I'm just gonna die when it comes out, yeah. When I get home, I need to do an internet test because right now I'm streaming off of school Wi-Fi. And school Wi-Fi is really good. But when I'm home, I need to do a router test to see if we can stream. I say we, me, I. And if I can, I want to try to do, you know, like a once a week, excuse me, deal like I am right now. Yeah, I keep looking at the stream capture, like, on and off, and I think it is pretty nice quality, at least to my knowledge. I think there's probably some settings I can optimize that I'm, you know, not aware of because I am baby man, baby streamer man. Which is ironic because I used to work. I did 2 summers where I worked IT at a company. Oh, that's very nice, Dan. Thank you. That's some good praise. Let's see. How do I get back up there? Because I want that cape, and I need enough money to buy the cape. Because I don't plan on. Oh, okay. I see what you're saying, Dan. Oh, okay, that's... Nope, we're resetting. I didn't just pay enough for the Hulk hands just to get Hulk hands in a box. Yeah, I see what you're saying about accidentally using both for 3 items, and I think there should be a word... We should invent words to describe 3 things that is like the equivalent of both. I just think it's funny to invent words. I used to be pretty froth. I like that. That sounds... That's another tangent I can get into later, but ooh, that was stupid. Oops. I'm gonna try not to use that word. Throth? Okay, that's better. I like that, that's funny. Because I was gonna say Throth sounds like Thra, which is the world in Dark Crystal, which is another one of my favorite series. I can't say the one we already have good enough to make new words. Oh, okay. I can't say I understand what you're saying, Peyton, but... Growth is funny. I like the idea of growth. Your point has been proven, but what is your point? I can't understand what it is. I'm sure it's a good form. I just need to understand. Yeah, all my homies hate English. Now, I've really fallen out of the loop recently, but I used to be super, used to be super passionate about linguistics. Like, I think English is a super cool subject, and that was one of the areas I was the most passionate about in high school. You know, outside of like art and programming for the brief time I did that. But yeah, I think it's super cool to learn languages and stuff like that. Part of why I kind of fell out of it, how dare I commit that crime? Part of the reason I fell out of that loop was I took 3 years of Japanese in high school, and you know, I'm not afraid to admit that. And even after taking 3 years, I took the entrance exam for my freshman semester coming in, and got placed back in the 101 class, which was really frustrating, especially from the perspective of the content was the exact same stuff that I had gone over in the 3 years of studying, so it just kind of felt like it's just restarting from square one in a place where maybe that wasn't necessary. I think English is really really interesting considering how many different places it pulls from. Yeah, I agree with that. It's really cool. And I think there's a lot of languages that are like that as well. I think specifically the example I can relate to the most is learning Japanese, where they have 2 alphabets, and one is used specifically for foreign words. So like hamburger is spelled differently. Or not differently, it uses a separate alphabet. It's spelled the same. I think it's also cool to learn about people who were super into linguistics like that. I know I'm interested to see what you just read there, Dan. I can't write yet. I have a document of over 20 pages worth of ideas and planned out plot lines for stories. Oh man, that's really cool, for one. I think it's super cool to generate a lot of ideas like that. I have a similar situation. I mean, a lot of my ideas don't even get written down in the first place, but I like to generate ideas by thinking of like weird hypotheticals. This is an example that I always point to. I don't know if Zoe's still in chat, but I sent this to her once. But I had this hypothetical where it's like, oh, what if you just swapped where water and empty spaces in the world? How would that look? And I think that's a cool way to go about world building. I'm sure you can write fine. Here's a philosophy I have, and I've seen other people apply. If you wait until you're quote-unquote okay, if you wait until you're good enough at writing, it's probably never gonna happen. You know what I mean? It's like, this is something I've been struggling to overcome with, where it's like I don't feel super confident in my abilities to draw. I just made a mistake here because I used my last bomb. Oops. Well, here's you may be terrible at writing, but if you don't write, you won't improve it. You know what I mean? That was before I got sidetracked. That was the thing I was trying to say. Is you kind of have to commit to making an improvement on it, or at least doing it enough that it's like, making a significant change, I guess. And it's not always, it's not a binary, form of progress. Art and a lot of creative avenues aren't something you necessarily get better at through a specific way of practicing. It's different for different people. But that's what I've come to learn, at least. Where it's like, if I don't, draw because if I don't make a comic because I'm not good enough at drawing, I'm just never gonna make a comic. And maybe what you need is to have a place where you can share the ideas and receive maybe feedback or something. And if that's the case, I'd absolutely love to hear your ideas. Okay, this is gonna be mildly cool. Oh, never mind. Okay, this is less cool now. Okay, that was kind of cool. Oh. I'm just gonna try to get out here without death. Actually, bong. Here we go. But yeah, I'd be really interested to see what you have written. I think it's really cool. Whoa! Yeah, I agree with that. Sometimes creating the outline is really easy, but trying to sift through a lot of the general ideas is something that's a little harder. I think especially when you're making something that's incredibly personal or emotional, that's a huge issue that I've come to understand, where it's like, I want to get across a specific emotion, but that's not necessarily a tangible image or a tangible piece of dialogue. So I need to figure out a way to convey that in a way that is tangible, and then apply emotion to it. Which might not make sense the way that I'm explaining it. I just thought of a cool mechanic that I could have just shown off, but I refused. What? That was kind of funny. That felt fun. Oh, that lip smack probably didn't sound good. I'm gonna refrain from trying to do that again. Oh, Peyton, you mean it's more enjoyable from the sense of like it's like a creative thing you're writing instead of an instructional thing that you're writing? From the perspective of you're talking about working on the tutorial, right? Because yeah, I think you have to have a different mindset. One of my earbuds was sounding weird. There's a different mindset that you can apply to writing instructional formats, as opposed to something that's creative. Thanks, Dan. I'll check after the stream. To see if it's sent. I decided at that point that was not a venue worth pursuing. Yeah. I'll see if I have any resources on writing scripts. That could maybe be helpful, because it's not something I've tried doing a lot of. Oh yeah, no, it's fine if there's grammar mistakes. You know, it I see. I see what you mean, Peyton. Yeah. Yeah, sitting with a Word document, yeah, that's super rough, especially if it's like a visual medium that you're working on, you know, like with comics, you know, writing out a script and then as opposed to making sketches and drawing, it's kind of frustrating. But yeah, Dan, I wouldn't worry about a lot of mistakes, you know, in the drafts or the ideation process, you know, because it's something that's supposed to be personal to you, and it's supposed to have a lot of heart and emotion in it. And so I'd say ultimately trading grammar for, I guess, emotional integrity is something I don't really see as a problem. Right, yeah. Yeah, time also is an aspect of it. Heard glass breaking. Oop, that's a scorpion. Yeah, I think I vaguely remember that, Peyton, about the spelling errors. Yeah, it does add character. No, yeah, there's definitely a difference between being professional with the end product, and you know, the demo. So like it's more acceptable in a rough draft to have mistakes like that. And there's also a difference if like you're intentionally writing a character or adding dialogue that's like intentionally misspelt or something, or delivered weird. It's like the rhythm of how characters deliver things is also a huge thing I like to think about. That was actually on purpose. Hmm. Yeah, Peyton, give me my money back right now. I'm unrosing your star-cross. Unmakes your game. There you go. That could be a good game maker meme, I'm sure. Nah. Oh dear. Dan, no, please. It's gonna be like the roof. You gotta make sure to put Stewie Griffin somewhere in Rose's stock press. Ooh, that didn't work. There we go, that's closer. This is getting out of hand, yeah. What can I say, Peyton? You just gotta tune into Dan's streams when he streams. Well, I missed where the chest was. Oh, no, it's there. Okay. So I can get that. It's definitely a obtainable thing. Oh. Oops. Oh, there we go. Okay, I'm gonna consider it to be one more run after this one, and then that'll be it. And then I'll finish. Oh, I didn't even grab the box. Oops. Yeah. You were doing you were doing really well, Dan, and then that final boss is just so unfortunate. This is a bad spot to have the thing. Okay, so it's not over here. Oh, it is over here. Okay. Okay, nice. Yeah, I agree. That was super bad. Especially the part where you take damage. If you throw the bomb at him when he doesn't inhale, like when he does his fire breath instead, and you take damage for that, that was just unnecessary. I can't speak for the others Luigi's Mansion games, but I'm sure they do a lot better of a job with. Oh boy, this is bad. With what was I saying? Oh, with bosses for sure. I've only played the second one on the 3DS, and I've like, you know, not beaten that one all the way through. I got pretty close to the end, and then I kind of dropped off with the like the third act of the game. So just stopped. Is it too scary for you, Peyton? Luigi's Mansion 3. I don't blame you. It's a horror game. I haven't played that one at all yet. There's a lot of Switch games that I do not have. Oops, that was a frog. Oh, this is not great. Oh yeah, E3 is right around the corner. Is it all virtual this year again? I mean, I think it would have to be after the months of largely digital-only development. Oh. That could have ended way worse. Alright, Frog. There you go. Yeah, I don't really anticipate there being any major announcements. I mean, Nintendo's always a wild card trying to figure out what they're gonna announce. So we might get something, we might not. Oops. I'd like to see Metroid Prime 4. Oh yeah, Bayonetta would be super cool to see. I think if they don't announce Metroid Prime 4 this year, in general, I'm convinced that the project doesn't exist, or that it's in development hell. And I think especially with I never really played any of the 3D Metroid titles, but I know a couple of them. Like I think yeah, that's true. Nintendo usually waits till the last minute. That's not a new thing either. There's been people on Twitter saying, oh, this is a new thing. No, it's not. They've been doing this for at least, 5 years. Okay, there we go. That's good. Yeah, I saw, I don't remember when they made that announcement, Dan, but yeah, they I think contracted a new studio to help work on Metroid Prime 4. And it's like, oh yeah, for sure. Yeah, I think Zelda, and I know Nintendo doesn't have a lot of control over, oops. I was gonna say Nintendo doesn't have a lot of control over Pokemon because it's mostly Game Freak, to my knowledge, that does announcements for that one. Oh yeah, I saw some. I follow Nintendo's search Twitter because they've been recently tweeting out new positions that they're hiring for, and there's been a couple for Retro Studios. And then there were other positions that I didn't understand what the title meant, and they were for a separate project. So. Oops, I didn't want to go down here. I wanted to see what that pot had inside of it. Oh yeah, this is so after this I think I'm gonna end the stream. I've been going for just 2.5 hours, I think, which is not, that's a good amount. 3 hours? I don't think it was 3. Well, I mean it's closer to 3 now because I started at, oops, I bought the wrong thing. I started at 6:30, I think. Well, actually, no, I started... yeah, I even started earlier than that, so yeah, it's almost 3 hours, oh gosh. Yeah, no, the intro screen was up for like 15 minutes, and I'm toying around with that, maybe only doing 10 minutes beforehand, I don't know. A lot of this, since it's such a new venture for me, is figuring out what settings are comfortable for people. Oh, I don't know if you I don't know if you saw that graphic patent of the starting intro screen, but that I was proud of. I liked that. I put like 15, well, maybe 20 minutes of effort into that. And I think that's a really good exercise for me to make art quicker that I'm less critical of. Because it's just like a very easy sketch of the spelunky guy. And then it just says stream starting soon. Oh, I don't know if I would say it's, more than your little character, Dan, because I like your little character. It has a lot of charm. Funny, actually. I think that should absolutely be an emote you add later, when you have more slots available. Oh, but yeah, it was a good exercise in making more art. Making art quick that I'm not super critical of, because I've been struggling for years and years and years of trying to break out of the mindset of, oh, I hate I hate this. I hate what I just made. I don't like it. I would like it to burn or something. And I've been doing a super great job of that recently, I think, especially the last couple of years, I guess. I don't think I walked through spiderwebs. I don't know why I just slowed down there. That was weird. Oops. Yeah. Yep, that's a huge thing, finishing things and letting yourself appreciate them. That was a huge part of I guess how I was struggling with art for a really long time. What I was telling people that I was kind of close with was that I kept struggling with this aspect of I have the tools to be successful, but I do not have the drive. I'm trying to relearn how to get the drive back. And it's a different problem to figure out how to work around. Because there's like, I think I've had both struggles where I've not had the tools to be successful and I've not had the drive. And now I feel like I'm at an opposite point from when I was in like high school or whatever. Okay, I'm gonna throw him. Oops, that didn't work. There we go. I'm gonna do some excavation here. But yeah, I would say like in middle school and high school, I don't think I really had the tools to be successful with art. And then when I finally did, which would have been in high school, because I got my first drawing tablet, I think sophomore year, or no, right before that. So yeah, freshman year, and I'm not super great at that. I tried learning though. It just was always, oops, that's unfortunate. Pretend you didn't see that. I feel like if it was easy, then it wouldn't be worth it, so the fact that you're putting this much effort into it would be more fruitful. Yeah, I agree with that. I think especially now, you know, being around the block enough to figure out, oh, here's, you know, problems that I'm struggling with, here's problems that other artists have struggled with, and trying to think of how I want to word that. But yeah, yeah, no, I agree. It's definitely more fruitful now, enduring all the struggles and stuff. There was this huge revelation that I had last semester because I took an English class that's required for my major. And for part of the English class, we had to read, I don't know if you guys know this, but so Vincent van Gogh has a very, very extensive like chronology of letters he wrote to his families that were saved by one of his relatives. And so for a lot of his life, he was an unknown artist. He was a starving artist as well. He writes so extensively about poverty and what it means to be famous as an artist, and you know, the balance between being a good, you know, like academic artist and creating art for yourself. There's just so much influence and so much I feel that was influential in what he wrote, and a lot of it applies to, I feel, you know, applies to the situations that I'm going through right now. It's a little bit of an extensive read, because there's like there's 900 letters or something, but I'll see if I can find a picture I had of the ones that I read in specific. But there are some really good shorter ones that are specific to what I'm referencing. I agree too, but it can be a little dangerous sometimes if you make yourself not trust the work you've done just because it wasn't hard. I'm not sure I understand what you mean there, Peyton. Oh, no, I think I get what you're saying. Like saying something you did maybe wasn't of value because it was easy, I think. Maybe I'm wrong in interpreting that, but yeah, I think that's another huge issue. Working around the idea of, oh, I maybe only put like 15 minutes into the sketch, but it's still valuable. It can still be funny or have emotion in it. Yeah, 900 letters, and then what's really cool is that there's a lot of references. I can show off the website later where you can read them for free, but there's a lot of. Oh, this is really good. This is good. Oops, that's not what I wanted. It's a really good resource because it has a lot of references to artists that he was specifically referencing when he wrote a letter. It also has artwork that he... oops. That he did. So yeah, I'll send you guys that link later. It's super influential to me. And it sounds pretentious. I don't like mentioning, oh yeah, I read Vincent van Gogh's letters or whatever, because everybody thinks of him as like, you know, this elite artist, and he's not that. He struggled a lot with academic art, especially the turn of the century that he's from. Well, I'm glad you think that, Dan. I think that's nice. To me, I mean, especially since I'm super cut off from interacting with people who are around art, who are like, you know, classically trained with art. So it's a lot of me trying to figure out what the waters are by myself, and sometimes, you know, my only interaction with, oh, how does Art World feel about Van Gogh is like through Twitter, you know, and then that's not a super good representation that I'm finding in a lot of cases, at least. You say the easiest song you've written for Rose of Starcrest was Aberration. I'd be interested to hear more about that, Peyton. I think you could, I'd love to hear a video about you talking like that, or maybe if you have like notes about how you wrote that. Yeah, I think that's a part, Dan, I think that's a valuable skill to be able to realize what your limitations are. So yeah, if you struggle really with making music, this is a bad situation. Let's see, put a bomb there. But yeah, if you can recognize what your limitations are, I think that's a really valuable skill to have. Like if you struggle to make music or you struggle to draw, and you can find someone who's, you know, who matches your vision, and then also is better than you. I think that's really cool. Yeah, and social media is super. Ooh, okay. I think this is the second time we made to the caves tonight, the ice caves. Yeah, social media is a really big double-edged sword. Love to make music. Can come up with some cool beats and such. I can put the notes, so I'm gonna just hire somebody. Yeah, yeah, I can relate to that for sure. I have a lot of lyrics and stuff that I've written down in my phone notes, and it's weird because I used to be more musically inclined. I used to play clarinet in middle school and high school, and then I stopped in college. And so you'd think I would be better at like music theory and stuff, but I'm not. So I'm kind of at a point where it's like, compared to like where I am drawing wise, I'm super far behind in like making music. So it's like, yeah, I can think of a couple of rhythms and a couple of lyrics that I think are cool, but it's like not super great at save this dog. That's ooh. Oh no. Oh man, I need to. Whew. I'm gonna take a breather. That man. That would have been a really funny end of the stream right there. I think if anything, if we'll be able to do it would be writing and coding, but I don't think I'm very good at that either at all. Being creative is a major strong suit. Yeah, I've been in that spot before. I can easily come up with so many things thinking outside of the box, but I don't think I can apply to anything, and that's extremely frustrating. Yeah, I've been in that exact position before. And the frustrating part. Oh, that's not a rant at all. I think that's a. Ooh, yeah, I'm not gonna mess with that. Oops. Ooh. Yeah, this is supposed to be the breather part of the game, but it's also not. Okay, I can go down here. I'm just trying to rescue this dog. Okay, this is perfect. Yeah, I don't have any resources handy on me right now, but I've definitely been in a position also where I was good at writing and coding specifically, and then I like being a creative person. I think that's a really satisfying thing to do, to be creative. And I really like the idea of someone being multifaceted, being able to do a lot of different things. And it's just kind of frustrating that there's so much of an emphasis on doing... Yeah, no, that makes perfect sense, Dan. I like creating, but I can't create. Yeah, I've been in that spot before. That's where I was for a really long time with drawing. I like drawing, I don't have the skills to be able to draw well, and that's frustrating. I can't draw... I still can't really draw without reference, and it's like I'm opening up more to the idea that, yeah, references run almost over there. Oh my god. Yeah, I'm warming up to the idea of, you know, accepting more resources and trying to be more sorry, I'm spacing out here because this is a super easy place to die. God. Okay. Oh yeah, no, that's... Yeah, that's a huge thing. Yeah, there's a lot of things that I learned because of I never really embraced sorry, I'm really spacing out here because this is super easy place to die and we're so close to the end of the game. I'd love to show you guys the boss. Yeah, references are okay, and yeah, you do have to kind of apply your own style to it, unless you're, you know, going for something that's super realistic or super accurate to the style. There is, I don't know where I got this idea from, but for a while I thought if you were going to be successful at drawing or animating, you had to work without reference. You had to be able to think of drawings and draw just, you know, without any reference. And then it's really nice hearing so many creators talk about how, yeah, that's not the case at all. I think a really good example was on Twitter. One of the good things that I found from Twitter was when they I don't know if you guys were there for when all art Twitter pretty much was talking about aphantasia, which is the I think the lack of the ability to visualize things in your head. And it's super cool to see that there are people who are successful with art who struggle to visualize things in their head. That's super cool. I think that comes with the notion when you're younger and watch animations and stuff online, so it's easy. Yeah, I think. Yeah, I agree with that. It's definitely a holdover from when I used to think of like animation as this like, you know, this thing that I didn't quite understand, and I was like maybe aware that people made it, but like not sure how to go about it myself. This shotgun is coming in real handy right now. I hear the dog, but I'm not going after the dog. Yeah, it's hard for me to... Oh, here's the boss, by the way. So I'm gonna try not to mess this up. I beat it last night, and I have a lot of bombs, so I think it'll be okay. I just don't have a lot of health, and that's concerning. There we go. Sorry, my commentary is gonna just kind of stop for the moment. I'm making this way too hard. There's a strat that I'm vaguely aware of, but it also kind of needs you to have rope, otherwise you get. Yeah, go ahead and talk amongst yourselves or whatever. I'll have a couple of, I guess, closing stream remarks. I don't know. Man, I want to see what's in that box. Ooh, that was bad. I do not want to get crushed on the side. I think that would be such a. Oops. What kind of cake, Peyton? Blue cake? Interesting. Yeah, you're right, Dan. You were correct about blue. Okay, well, I'm out of bombs, so I need to act. Uh-oh. Oh my god. Okay. Oh. Oh my god. Feel free if one of you wants to clip that, because I got super close to death right there. Oh no. No. Oh my god. Yeah, I just won. Oh my god, that's perfect. I'm gonna upload the VOD to this tomorrow as well, so that's perfect. I'm so glad that the last run of the night I won. That's great. Man. Oh, did you oh, did I accidentally have like links or something locked? Wait, yeah, we made a stop in Gamertown, USA. That's right, Peyton. Dan, what message did you send? What just got censored there? Okay, you DM'd it. That's great. I haven't messed with automod at all yet. It was the clip. Okay, yeah. I think I need to switch the settings. Excuse me, I burped. I think I need to switch the settings so that links don't get censored in chat. Or like certain links at least. Man, that was super satisfying. Yeah, that was super cool. So what was this game? What do you mean, Dan? Yeah, it was perfect that Blue came back into the conversation like right as the game was finishing. You are a prophet, Dan. Oh, you didn't realize I was playing? Yeah. I like the saxophone in the credits scene. Yeah, I guess I'll talk about what I want to do with this game in the future. There's this there's a website called Death Relay. So there's so many ways to die in this game. It's super easy to die in this game. So I want to maybe experiment around with the Death Relay, which is this third-party website where you can gamble fake points to try and guess where I'm gonna die. And it's super fun to mess around. But yeah, it's super fun. I just didn't want to. I didn't want to do that for the first Spelunky stream because that's super. I guess that would really kind of throw off how I talk and interact with the chat, because you have to pause and keep paying out bets and stuff. So I'd need to figure out maybe like a third. Yeah, introducing too many variables. That's exactly it, Peyton. And yeah, Dan, gambling. Yeah, this is a super cool second stream. I think I'm ecstatic that I got to the boss. Yeah, wow. Yeah, that's another thing I want to do is the Death Relay stream in the future, and then I want to do art at some point. Yeah, extremely cathartic. Thank you for that. I want to do an art stream at some point. I think it'd be really cool to do an art stream with someone else, but it's like I don't know a lot of artists. I've reached out to one person who maybe be comfortable with that, but I need to figure out more people. And it's like I'm perfectly okay with drawing with someone who's like not. Yeah, art stream. Hi Eric, by the way. Wait, hold on. Did I? Oh. I'm sorry, Eric, did I accidentally refer to you as the wrong person earlier? Did you show up earlier and I accidentally called you Zoe? Because there's another person with like a similar username to yours, Eric. And I think I might have accidentally called you Zoe. Yeah, I'd love to do... I think it'd be super cool to do a draw pile with like a whole bunch of people. And it doesn't matter if they can draw or not. I think low quality art is really funny. Eric, I'm so sorry. I thought you were Zoe, because she has a similar username to you. But yeah, it was really cool to see you here, Eric. Yeah, I don't really know where to go from here. I'm writing the high of absolutely never forgiven. Let's see. Oh gosh. I'm opening up... I don't know what you guys can see right now in OBS, but I'm trying to see if I can share the Twitch clip. Interesting. Yeah, you're right, man. You're correct about me. Okay, well, I'm out of bombs, so we need to... Oh my god. Oh yeah, Airbud out? Oh yeah, Airbud. I thought you meant earbud. Yeah, no, I had a couple of visuals that I wanted to share, but it's like... Yeah, you just say bye and hang up. Yeah, that's right, Peyton, you do that. Oh my god. Yeah, I need to get more familiar with OBS so I can have like an ending visual and stuff. Also, yeah, Dan, I'm 100% serious about you should sometime do a movie marathon, like when you have a larger audience of all the Air Bud movies. That'd be really funny. I can't figure out how to share the clip, so I'm not going to do that. But thank you all for coming. This was a super fun stream. Yeah, I'm gonna. Oh, you could just do it on like Discord. Do a movie night in Discord. You know. Don't actually stream Airbud. You'll get like your Twitch channel deleted. Yeah, thank you all for coming. Yeah, I was gonna say something. I was gonna say, oh yeah, if you're interested in seeing the VOD, that gets uploaded 24 hours after the end of the stream. So I'm gonna sign off for the night. Yeah, thanks for coming. It's super cool to see you all here. All right, bye.